Dear esteemed members of UNABSEC, allow me to welcome you to this State of UNABSEC address and to welcome you once again into this new year 2026, because it feels like it has done a VAR move on us where we get to enter the year twice. And I thought it necessary as your president to give you a highlight and an update on the current state of affairs of our association. As you all know, last year we had our 32nd AGM and a couple of resolutions were passed that I thought I needed to bring to your attention, especially to those members who could have missed the AGM. The heart of my address is to let us know that something new is happening in UNABSEC, and I do not want any of you, our members, to be left behind. You know, as it is said, when things happen, there are those who stand by and ask, what is happening? There are those who get on board and make sure that they are a part of what is happening. And finally, there is a third lot of people who, when everything has happened, say, what happened? I do not want you to be in the group of people who will stand and say, what happened? The UNABSEC we have today is not the UNABSEC of 30 years ago. And the UNABSEC we have now is not the UNABSEC of 30 years from now. We are in a journey building this association for the future. The wheels of change are in motion, and I do not want you to risk being left behind. Something new is happening, and I need us not just to behold it, but to be an active part of what is happening in our association. On that note, I would like to thank you, our members who have been faithfully paying your membership subscription fees and paying in time. I encourage us to pay in the first quarter of the year because it gives us value for money and we are able to serve you better. On that note, I would need to mention our member Prayosha, who paid in advance last year the subscription for 2026. I encourage you to be like Prayosha and pay in time such that we can serve you better and serve you in time. Like I said, this address is meant to highlight key issues that I feel that our members of UNABSEC you need to be aware of. One, at the 32nd AGM, a couple of resolutions were passed that I feel it is incumbent that I emphasize those things to you as our members. First and foremost, you know that there is a new strategic plan coming into play that will run from 2026 for the next 5 years. And I need you as members to be aware of the salient features of this strategic plan. Key in this strategic plan is that we are becoming more member focused, because as we met you, our members, most of the questions coming through to us was, how do we benefit from the association? We are looking to improve and become more relevant to you as our members. The next goal in our strategic objective is to improve our financial sustainability, because we have seen in the last volatile years in the sector that when you, our members, are not doing well, we cannot do well as an association. But we need to begin to think out of the box to be able to stand on our own and even bring relevance and strength to you, our members, in your hard times. So key in the strategic plan are those two goals to look forward to as the members of the association. Speaking of financial sustainability, I'm glad to report that as we close the year at 31st of December 2025, our financials improved, and those of you who were at the AGM, you witnessed that as our auditors were able to present the books to you. We want to see that trajectory begin to grow and we improve on our financial position as an association. Indeed, the way it goes with you, our members, is how it goes with us. So it is important that we work hard to make sure that you, our members, also thrive in this environment of construction and infrastructure in Uganda. Still at the AGM, another resolution that was passed was on all the members of the association becoming members of the SACCO. This is an exciting one for me because along with the chairman of the UNABSEC SACCO, we put our heads together to see how we can make the SACCO become more relevant to our members. And we realized that the only way is to merge the membership of the SACCO together with the members of the association. When our founding fathers formed the association and formed the SACCO, they realized that we needed to have a financial arm and a strength. Many of you members have called me concerned about the behaviors of the commercial banks. And like I have been telling you, the answer to our financial issues do not lie with the commercial banks. It lies in a specialized institution that understands the cycles of payment and the financial cycle in the construction sector. We need to think for ourselves and innovate. That is why, for me, this resolution by you members at the AGM was a big win. Together with the chairman of the SACCO, we shall be rolling out a plan and a roadmap for how all of you members who are not already members of the SACCO can become members of the SACCO. It will be seamless and it will be very straightforward, and we shall make it as easy as possible for all of us to do this transition. Still, we also passed a resolution for the members of the association to be able to attend the meetings and vote both physically and virtually. I think that is really a no-brainer in these days and times that we live. To be stuck in a system that says meetings are physical, voting is physical, is what I was saying earlier when I said the wheels of change are in motion. So if we get stuck there, we shall not move, we shall not serve the UNABSEC of 30 years from now. Yes, we shall put together safeguards to ensure that these other avenues are not abused, but I was happy that the members agreed with us that it is time to introduce the virtual option of meetings and also voting in the association. In a nutshell, we had a really lovely AGM, and for you who did not attend, I hope you've got the snapshot, and I hope you're encouraged to go and read the minutes and come up to speed to know what happened. Finally, we also moved that UNABSEC begins to give its members insurance, medical health insurance under Jubilee, and this has already been rolled out. If you did not attend the AGM or you're not aware, we have already rolled out. We have so many members who have signed up as companies and bringing their employees on board. I encourage you to do the same. Come on board, sign up as a company, put your employees on board. You know, research has it that construction companies are the worst in regard to in-house corporate social responsibility. Simply what that means is that we treat our employees badly. So as members of UNABSEC, we pride in being genuine. We pride in being pace setters and trend setters. So come alongside, pick a few employees if you're not able to bring them all, but let us all get on board and make sure at least we show the people who work for us, the people who make our companies what they are, that we are concerned about them and get them on this medical scheme. I am on the scheme. I hope you will join the scheme very soon. And finally, from our 32nd AGM, this year, along with the AGM, we had the inaugural Uganda Construction Excellence Awards, which saw a celebration of the people who are excelling in the sector of construction and infrastructure. So I want to congratulate once again our winners of the 5 categories. That is the Contractor of the Year, who was none other than Rocco Construction Company. The Supplier of the Year, who was Steel and Tube Industries Limited. We had the Client of the Year, who was Innovation Africa. We also had the Woman in Construction category award, which is an affirmative action award meant to encourage women to embrace not only the sector but excellence in the sector as women, and this went to none other than Christine Chalimpa of Veracity Energies. And finally, we had the Sponsor of the Year award that went to Dot Services Limited, and we want to thank Dot Services Limited for being a sponsor of the year. This award means that they are committed to social corporate responsibility, and they have stood alongside us as an association, as a trendsetter, a pace setter that other construction companies have looked up to, not just in Uganda, but in the region. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from the AGM and the inaugural Construction Excellence Awards. If you did not attend, you can go to our website, you can go to our socials and be able to catch up with the pictorials that are already there. Finally, I would like to also mention that come this year, we have many programs in line, which we have shared with you already, the calendar for 2026. And I would just like to highlight a few things. Of course, we shall have our webinars, we shall have the dialogues as we have been having, and we shall be seeing the comeback of the UCIFE, Uganda Construction and Infrastructure and Exhibition Forum, returning this year 2026. Alongside it, we shall have the Contractors Run. I don't want to tell you yet what we are running for, but watch this space. It's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be better. And I need you to look at that calendar because it's been shared to all you members, and mark those relevant dates. Of course, we shall be carrying on also with the Uganda Construction Excellence Awards that was inaugurated last year. We shall be having our AGM as usual, alongside other things we want to introduce, like dialogues between the sector members in the different class categories. We want to see how we can be relevant to serve you in your different classes. So when we welcome you to take part in these class-specific engagements, we expect you to show up in your numbers to discuss matters that are specific to you in your class category as a member of UNABSEC. Finally, as relates our activities calendar, as I mentioned at the AGM, that we gave birth to our child, Women in Construction and Infrastructure Ugandan chapter. Once again, we shall be having the Women in Construction Wiki Symposium this year, come March 20th of 2026. So mark your calendars when the ladies who represent Wiki Ugandan chapter approach you to be able to support this symposium and to attend, and to send all the females in your company to be able to attend the symposium. It will already be marked in your calendar. Do not forget the Women in Construction and Infrastructure Symposium on the 20th of March 2026. I am happy to report that the state of UNABSEC as a whole is actually very encouraging. We had a downtime because you, our members, had a downtime. But as we saw you begin to rise, we are beginning to rise with you as an association. At the closure of last year on 31st December, we had 24 new members join the association, and this year we look to double that number, see more people seeing the relevance of UNABSEC and coming on board to join the genuine players of suppliers and contractors in Uganda. You are our ambassador. Wherever you are, raise the banner of UNABSEC, not just in words, but by the quality of work that you do, and by saying no to corruption, so that we really are genuine contractors. I remain your first female president, Kiara Binta Nkuranga, giving you the State of UNABSEC Address 2026. Thank you.